Welcome to another episode of Comedians Writing Stand-Up Comedy Jokes. One day we'll write a better name for that, but for right now at SEOs, I'm joined today by Houston's own Egenti. What's up, Koo?
What up? What up? What's going on, brother? How you doing, player?
I'm doing good. You ready to write some jokes?
Doing pretty good.
Get a little exposed, get a little practice, get better today. The way this show works, we take two rough jokes, we pitch them, talk about it, talk about the writing process, tag it up a little bit. So, Koo, since you are the honored guest, I would like you to go first. What is the concept of the joke you want to talk about today? Let's hear it.
What the concept of the joke I want to talk about today? I have a bit that I do. It's pretty rough. I don't know if it's not really my brand, because I guess my brand is I'm more like I don't really try to do offensive stuff or whatever. So I try to do me and find my voice. And obviously I've been doing comedy for 16 years, so I try to figure out what could I do that is going to be like, okay, I'm proud of it. So this joke that I have is not really my brand, kind of, per se, because I talk more about family, relationships, race jokes and stuff like that. So with this joke, it's still rough, but it's not really my brand. But I really want to work on this joke. And the joke is, I say I love history, right? I love history. History is my jam. I love watching History Channel. I obviously watch period movies and stuff like that, because I like to watch stuff like that. And when in history they say, if you don't understand history, you're doomed to repeat it. That's what history really is. If you don't understand it, you're going to do to repeat it. So I feel like there's certain places I don't go because of history. Because history has changed my mind when it comes to certain places. And the place I would not go eat at is called Genghis Grill. Because I don't know if you guys know about Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was a mean son of a bitch. Literally, he conquered half of Asia and Europe. Like, literally, he fucked. There's the reason why Russia looks weird. It's because of Genghis Khan. He fucked half of Russia. You know? Yeah. So it's like, he was just a mean motherfucker, man. So we go to this place called Genghis Grill and just act like nothing happened. Like, oh my God, we like the atmosphere here. It's like, it feels so great in this place. You know, it's like, people get together. We're in a place where Genghis Khan was a mean motherfucker. Like, he was one of the worst dictators of all time. And we just go, and then literally if you go to Genghis Grill, they'll tell you, you can eat like Genghis Khan. I'm like, so I can eat like an evil dictator? Like, what does that even mean? It's like, I'm like, it's so weird that we go there. Because I feel like it's coming. I feel like maybe years from now, probably not in my lifetime, we're probably going to go to a bakery called Hitler's Express. Yep. And we're going to ask for somebody going to be in there going, can I get 2 Jewish brownies, please? Less burnt. You know, so
hey, these are burnt. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
I like the idea of that too. Yeah. Also, if you've gone to Genghis Grill, it's a violent experience, because like you can put whatever you want on your bowl and it's the same price. So like I remember my brother and I used to go, and it would just be like we would stack it up like this high with bacon, and we would just try to smash more bacon into the bowl because it was the same price and we were poor.
That's hilarious.
So it's like when I went to Genghis Grill, I would get like 2 pounds of meat and then I would put a noodle and a piece of broccoli on it, but I'd stack it up like this tall. So it's a violent experience.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I went to Genghis Grill when I used to sell cars. I just remember I used to go there all the time when I sold cars. I used to go there on Fridays. Once we would get my paycheck, I'm like, I couldn't wait to go to Genghis Grill. So it was kind of like in the back of my mind about Genghis Grill, but I didn't know when I was going to talk about it. And I just started talking about it maybe like a couple of months ago. Like, it would do well some places, but some places won't do well because people are just pussies and just snowflakes. But yeah,
they might not even have a Genghis Grill. Like if you're doing it in Tulsa, they might not even know what a Genghis Grill is. So like it sounds crazy.
Right. So that's the thing. But so far, I've not done it on the road yet. So I've only done it locally. I've only done it in Houston. So I don't know if it's going to work in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like you said. So, but I know it will work with any place that has Genghis Grill, because I'm an artist, Josh. I'm going to have to Google Genghis Grills in my location. like some comics do, they like Google places where they go, does this joke work? Like I had a comic friend of mine. He would go to like different cities and ask, I guess the MC or the opener, hey, what is the hood at? and they'll tell what the hood at, and he uses his joke that he's been using everywhere in the country as that name. So he's like, yeah, like you don't want to go to blah 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 this place, and the crowd goes, oh shit, he knows what we're talking about. He knows our hood, and it's kind of like a hacky thing that comics do on the road, like road comics.
There's a comic that features a lot in Dallas, and he has a good joke. It's a very technically solid joke, and it's about GPS talking back to him, and he updates. He updates it with every hood. So he's this little white guy, and he'll be like, when he goes to a different city, he'll be like, hey, what's the rough part of town here? And then he'll just change that tag. But I also think that if you have a bit like that, right, even if that move, you as a headliner might say, like, that's a little hacky. But, like, if you're a younger comic and, like, you have...
That's 15, your gold. That's gold.
You don't have 30 minutes yet. So instead of abandoning that local joke, like I try not to write local jokes, but if you have a local joke, you either have to throw out that 2 or 3 minutes of local jokes you got, or you got to talk to people. You got to get there early and be like, hey, where do the preppy kids go to school? Hey, where do the rich people live? What's the poor part of town? What's the Mexican cross street? And then you bring that up and you just update it. That's awesome, though. I think there's a lot.
No, this was not even This wasn't an open mic. This was like a headline. I opened up for this headline. He's a famous headline. I can't say his name on the podcast, but he's a famous headline when I opened up for him. That was his thing. He would ask me, hey, where's the redneck part of the town? And I tell him the redneck part of the town, and he uses it as jokes. You can tell he's been using that bit for years, forever. And it works. It kills every time he does it. It's hilarious. But yeah, no, this guy is pretty well-known comic, and he does that bit. And I could tell it smells like the road, like he's been using it so many times. Like, he's like, yeah, where's the redneck part of Houston at? And when I tell him, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to use that tonight. And as soon as he does it, it gets a big pop. And it feels like a teamwork, like you help him make it happen. Like, yeah, I helped write that joke. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
You air high five and shit. Like, he sees you see each other going.
A couple other ideas for the Genghis Grill, right? Like they really pulled back on it. Like, it's a G-rated version. It's a whitewashed story, right? Like, Genghis Khan used to throw the heads. He used to throw the heads of his enemies at people, right? Like, I feel like there should at least be like, yeah, he would put them on a catapult and he would throw them at people, and they would put the heads of people on spears and stuff. This dude made Hitler look pretty chill. Like Genghis Khan. That's
what I'm saying. It's like
Genghis Khan was pretty mean, man. So like, I feel like if you're gonna go to Genghis Grill, like I feel like there should be like a human head on the urinal. You have to pee on a human head, right? Or like you can get anything you want, but you also have to try a little bit of dog. You have to try a little bit of dog meat. You can get anything else you want, but you have to have a little bit. It's got to be authentic. I want authentic Mongolian conqueror. I don't want the watered down version. I want authentic Mongolian conqueror. Yeah, I like.
You don't want no whitewash food. You want thanks man. You want actual give me some shit that gangster would actually eat. Don't give me no fucking kale. Like, he doesn't eat kale.
White people are trying to gentrify Genghis Khan's genocide. Don't gentrify my genocide. Gentricide. Don't gentricide me.
Don't gentricide me.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah.
So I forgot to add a part to. There's a part when when I do that bit and some people groan, I go, look, Kanye West hates that joke. I don't know. I even throw him in the fucking bus. I'm like, yeah, look. Kanye West hates that joke, guys. You're fine. You can laugh. Because Kanye West is a weirdo and he thinks Holocaust wasn't real. So.
Yeah.
So I just throw that out there.
Okay, so.
But yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, I was going to say, I love that. I think that's got a lot of legs.
Thanks, man.
We had a productive conversation, so we'll pop over to the next one. I'll throw one out, and then you get to take the role of the editor and look at it. And I'm going to give you one that I think is halfway there and one that's really rough. So I'll give you the rough one first. This is super rough. Okay. I think Tyra Banks might have been the first girl that was hot for a black girl. Like, you know how people be like, oh, she's hot for a black girl. Like, it invented the phrase. Like, one black woman was the first black woman that was so hot that she made racist white guys say, oh, she's pretty hot for a black girl. And I don't know who the first one is. Maybe it was, Whitney Houston. Maybe it was, I don't know, but maybe it's Tyra Banks. But what it made me wonder is, what the Tyra Banks of every other thing is, right? Because like I found myself saying, man, Brad Pitt is sexy as fuck, for a guy, no homo, but it's like the same mechanism, right? And it's like I wonder if like somewhere there's a homeless chick, and it's like, man, that chick on the corner is with the bag on her head, man, she is hot for a homeless girl. For a homeless girl. Donald Trump, he's pretty funny, for a deranged dictator president. Like it's like what? So like you come up with like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 different things where it's like the formula of hot for a black girl, but I want to say how that sounds in other circumstances. That's the idea. That's the idea. Yeah.
It's kind of like when somebody says, "Hey man, I'm so real. I'm the realest person you're ever going to meet." Like, let me be the judge of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
or even like,
or somebody tells you,
Tyra Banks is hot for a black girl, Brad Pitt is hot for a guy, and Caitlyn Jenner is hot. That's the whole. You just stop right there. You're like, Caitlyn Jenner is hot. Done. It's like
and just go joke number 2. Like put it on the crowd. Make the crowd feel weird about it. Put all this on the crowd and go, no, you didn't say it. I didn't say it. You said it.
Speaking of the crowd, these episodes go on YouTube where we have the monkeys. Why do we call them the monkeys? Because there's the old phrase that 1,000 monkeys could recreate the works of Shakespeare. So we like to say that we're not as good as Shakespeare and you're not as dumb as a monkey. So get in the comment section and try to write better tags than what we're talking about. Tell me, I said right. Tyra Banks is the first for a black girl. Brad Pitt's the first for a guy. Come up with all these different versions of it so that I can steal your work and I can be the next Carlos Mencia. Okay, so guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Koo is going to come up with his second joke concept. I'm ready for it.
I was actually thinking about another tag for your. I was going to put another tag for your joke. Yeah, I think I like that. That I'm like, it's like OJ. OJ Simpson. He's not bad for a murderer, right?
OJ was pretty innocent, Yeah.
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 It's like, the engineer of the Titanic, he just said, this is a good submarine, don't you say?
Yeah.
Like, just using stuff like that, like just keep going that whole.
I have
not bad for.
I have good hygiene for an Italian. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny.
There's a lot of ways you can go.
I think I like that.
Go with it. Yeah.
So when you do that bit, have you done that bit on stage?
That one hasn't even been on stage yet.
Oh wow.
Not even in an open mic. I wrote it like 2 days ago.
So what were you watching? Just Tyra Banks highlights or some shit? Just go, hey, let me use Tyra Banks.
I was
a litmus
listening
test for the joke.
I was listening to 2 girls argue over how hot Brad Pitt was, and one of them is a friend of mine who's black. The other one is a friend of mine who's a white girl. And the black girl was saying Brad Pitt isn't hot. And the white girl was trying to say he's obviously hot. And I just was like, Brad Pitt's so hot.
Hold on, so the black girl said that Brad Pitt wasn't hot.
She didn't think Brad Pitt was hot. She said he was ugly. She went so far as to say he wasn't like... And like we gave him a whole bunch of names. So it was like we threw Michael B. Jordan out there, Jason Statham, the guy who plays Aquaman, the really big guy. Jason Momoa or something like that. So the really big one. Yeah. So like all of them agreed that Aquaman was hot. None of them liked Jason Statham, who's like the bald like action hero. Neither of them liked The Rock. And I think women be tripping, honestly, on this. Like, as a guy who's not even attracted to guys.
Women be tripping.
Because, like, I look at Brad Pitt, and it's like, not only are you gonna sleep with Brad Pitt, but I'd probably sleep with Brad Pitt. Like, I couldn't tell this man no. Like,
he's a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy. So what level? And also, she's saying all this, and the guy she dates, a white guy, is there. He's not a model.
Oh, so hold up. So let's get straight. Pause for a second, John. So the black chick was dating The white guy.
Dating a white guy.
That's hilarious. So that's her thing. It's like he said. I mean, Brad Pitt is cute, but he's not my boyfriend cute. Like what?
I don't even think her boyfriend has that kind of ego. Like no one is gonna say it's a.
That's what I'm saying. Her boyfriend be like, hell, I'll fuck Brad Pitt.
Yeah, her boyfriend would be like, hey, stop helping me. Don't help me. I don't need that kind of help.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you use that shit. Like you could always, because I've noticed when you do jokes about your friends or something personable, you can shit on your friends. People laugh at that even more.
So
you can always use that shit.
I'll start with that conversation.
Start with time. Yeah,
start
with the conversation and go to Tyra Banks. Well, that's what I would do. Like, yeah, have you ever hang with your friends and just say the most ridiculous, craziest thing ever? Like, I have my friend. She's black. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Anyway, and my white friend, they're arguing about who's prettier between Brad Pitt. And they go, my black friend said, oh, no, Brad Pitt is not that pretty. But she dates a white guy. And I'm pretty sure he would probably fuck Brad Pitt over him. She goes, yeah, my boyfriend actually looks way better than Brad Pitt. He was like, I don't know about that. I think your boyfriend would fuck Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Well, also, it's like, she brought it up. So there's this weird thing where, like, no one is talking about something. And then someone brings it up. And it's like, you're definitely making us think the other way. Like, for example, it's like, if the three of us are talking about, the Chicago Bulls, and we're having a conversation about the Chicago Bulls, and one of my guy friends is like, you know what I hate? I don't ever want a girl to stick a finger in my ass. It's like, well, what? Why did you bring that? Like, we're talking about Zach LaVine. How did you even get there? So the fact that like she dug in that hard, it's like, what is going on in your life that you're trying to convince us Brad Pitt's not hot? It's a weird flex. It's a weird look. It's strange.
And that's fine. That's her prerogative. But the joke is to make it seem like she thinks her boyfriend's hotter than Brad Pitt. I'm like, I've seen your boyfriend. There's no fucking way he's hotter than Brad Pitt. Your boyfriend would fuck Brad Pitt. Matter of fact.
Yeah. He couldn't be cast as Mr. and Mrs. Smith. He couldn't even be cast as like a jealous neighbor. He'd be like the mailman who you only see the khaki shorts as he's walking away. Like that's who he's gonna get cast as. Like unnamed mailman.
What's your boyfriend's name? Do you know his name? Do you know his name?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name. I know the name. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, so you know his name. So I guess make up a name or whatever. Like, yeah, your fucking boyfriend has fucking asthma. There's no way he's gonna do all this fucking action stuff like Brad Pitt did. You think your boyfriend's gonna do it, go his bastard and pull that shit off? I highly think not. He's allergic to peanuts. Shut up. Her boyfriend plays Dungeons and Dragons. Exactly. He plays Dungeons and Dragons. He's my fucking. We play this shit every day. He's no way he's a tough guy. So stop.
Brad Pitt turned down
That's
the
a good
role.
bit.
Her boyfriend plays Dungeons and Dragons. Brad Pitt turned down the lead role in Dungeons and Dragons, the movie. Like they are not
real
the
movie.
same.
Yes,
they're not the same, man. They gave it to Chris Pine because Brad Pitt didn't want it. All right, we beat that horse to death. I like the idea of you saying to put the friend combo first, then get into Tyra, and then I'm just gonna look for that rule of three. People like to laugh at threes, so I'm gonna look for that. Tyra is hot for a black girl, Brad Pitt is hot for a man, and then that third, I'll keep changing up that third thing. That's that pattern in a row.
O.J. Simpson's hot for a killer.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson's hot for a killer.
For a killer.
or Donald.
Don't act like you didn't like O.J. Simpson before, huh?
Or as Donald Trump would say, Ivanka Trump is hot for my daughter. Like.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody's fucking done the Trump bit so much, but I feel like you have to use somebody else. I think I like the OJ part, or you do the, Caitlyn Jenner. She's hot for, and you just pause and go, next joke. I just want the crowd to have their racism or stereotypical stuff, transphobia in their mind and go, oh, you son of a bitch. You making us think that now. Now we trying to figure out what is she hot for.
Yeah, I like that.
And just pause. Just pause. Like,
Those are good tips.
Go next joke. Next joke.
I love it. We're getting better every day on this podcast. Speaking of getting better, Koo is going to come up and throw out that second rough joke, and we're going to get back in the lab.
Second rough joke.
Yep.
All right, my second rough joke. The joke is I go, I noticed that, I noticed that white people want to believe in stuff, like you guys want to believe in stuff, it's like you guys have hope, like you guys have hope, and you guys believe in your heart that 23andMe is a real thing, and it's not. It's not a real thing. 23andMe is basically a ripoff. I'm from Nigeria. I believe that 23andMe is done by Nigerian. Some Nigerian prince. You guys are giving him all your DNA and money, and he's making a killing off your asses because you guys want to believe. Like, I have white friends now that go, you never know, Koo. I could relate to Barack Obama. You never know. No, I could relate to Barack Obama. They're like, no, you're not. You're not related to Barack Obama. And what pisses me off is my homeboy, Dustin. I'll say his name on here. I don't care. He was so proud that he did 23andMe. He calls me on the phone. He goes, Koo, guess what? I go, what's up, man? He goes, I did a 23andMe. And I didn't know what that was. He goes, I did a 23andMe. And come to find out, I'm 2% Nigerian like you. So I'm African, just like you. And I looked at my boy and I said, Dustin, congratulations. You're still white.
I kept waiting.
Nothing has changed.
You have such a good African voice, African accent. I kept waiting when you said, I'm Nigerian. You should have been like, tell them they are 3% white. Like they love that shit. Like do the voice there. You're like, I'm a Nigerian. I know a scam when I see one. And then do the voice and be like, tell that one he's tell that white kid she's 3% black. Like tell them they're a little black. They love that. They'll keep, but do it in the voice. Like that's
the voice, do the accent.
Yeah, the Nigerian saying, tell that one she is 3% black. She will love that. Post it on Instagram.
Like he's looking like a big old like a screen of different people and just going, tell her she's 2% because she has big eyes. And tell that woman she is 8% because she has a big booty for a white woman.
If we tell
she has
her
a big booty.
If we tell her, I mean, I'm not going to do the voice. I don't have a good African voice. I was
starting, might be racist if you did it, but sure.
I was starting to do it, and then I was like, this isn't good enough. The juice is not worth the squeeze. But in the voice,
I don't want you to cancel your podcast.
In the voice, you could be like, if we tell her that she is all white and vanilla, she will not be proud. She will not post it on Instagram. We will not get any more sales. But if we tell her she has a little bit of brother, a little bit of soul.
I like how your African accent start migrates to like a Jamaican accent all of a sudden.
I can do Jamaican. Hey, man.
He just turned into the fucking lobster from Little Mermaid.
Hey, man. How come none of these crackers got brother DNA, man? You can tell. Here's the thing, though. It's a good thing I don't have a good African accent, because if I had a well-developed African accent, it's like, when did you spend the time working on that? What is this for? Why do you have a great?
Why do you have a very super specific African accent? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of questions your friends would ask you about that. That's so fucking funny.
Best I can give you is a drunk Jamaican.
A drunk Jamaican.
It's the best I
Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line. All right. No, so I say, I say, yeah, congratulations. You're still white, Dustin. Then I said, you know what? I decided to take a 23andMe. I said, fuck it, I'll do a 23andMe just to see what the hell, right? Figure out what I mix with. And you have to spin the cup, right? And then it goes for like a couple of weeks or whatever. And and he comes back and I read the result and he goes, congratulations, Koo. You're still a nigger. Like, god damn it, I knew that. I knew I was I knew. Like, why?
Actually,
nothing changed.
If you're gonna say the N-word there, I actually think it's funny if you just pantomime like opening the envelope and then you fold it out and then you just say the N-word.
Nigga.
Like like that's all. You're like, oh, I got the mail. Let me see. What does it say? What does it say?
Nigga.
$30? I paid $30 for a lab to call me the N-word?
I need to add that. That's funny. I need to add that to the joke. Like, yeah, I paid $35 for the fucking lab to be racist to me. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. I could go down to a gas station and have someone call me the N-word for a lot less than that. God damn. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Hell
so
yeah,
the
man.
the big tag is I say if you ever want to know what you're mixed with or what your DNA is whatever the cop says you are. Okay? Because I don't think a cop doesn't give a fuck about your accessories. You never go to watch a cop show or a fucking cop interview and they try to catch a perp and he's just saying, I think our perp is like 8% Nigerian and 20% Samoan and 50% East German. I think that's what it is. I think it's like East European. I think it's East European. You're not going to hear none of that shit. So nobody gives a fuck about that.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I think you could also add in like the 23andMe, like, okay, even if it said you were 3% white, it's not going to change your life. Like when a cop pulls you over, he's not going to be like license, registration, 23andMe results. Like, you know, it's not, you can't show him like, here, officer.
Right, you get stopped by the cop and he goes, and he just runs your ID. He goes, Oli, you're 3% fucking white. No shit.
Oh damn.
You still get a fucking ticket.
Yeah. I'm gonna do another one. I'm changing it up on you. I want to do the stuff that talks about black people with you. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I'm bringing out my black jokes. I'm gonna go to another black joke.
I know am I the first black comic head on this podcast?
You're the second, but I got way more than 2 black jokes. I got way more than 4. So it's
actually, you just doing all. I'm getting this shit out the way, baby.
Actually, you know what? Let's do this different. I have one that I just wrote as well. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Nah, fuck that. Do the black joke. Do that one. Do the joke you set your mind to. Cause you waited the whole day to have me on the podcast. So do that joke. I know you want to do it. Do it.
I have other black friends that I booked. That I have a. It is awkward though. I will tell you this.
I have other black jokes I can use on you.
That's all right. Funny. Okay. So this is a true story. I think I might have even told you about it or part of it. It happened around the time you came into town. I got into my Uber and I sat in it and there was like a podcast on and I was like, man, that's kind of annoying. Like usually it's music or nothing. I feel like I don't want to be elitist, but I don't want to just jump in 40 minutes into your podcast. And the guy doesn't like, I was like Uber for Josh and he just went like this, but he didn't even say anything to me. And there's this podcast on and I'm in the back and like I'm about to ask him to change the podcast and there's a guy that's like, yeah, we need to kill the white devil. And I'm like, I probably should listen a little more before I talk. You know, I don't want to act like a white devil or like a Karen. Like now I feel extra self-conscious about my white devilishness. And so I listen and it's a black Israelite. It's not a podcast. This really happened. It's a black Israelite live stream. And he's on it. Like, he's in the stream with, like, 16 of his friends.
So he's in the stream and still work for the white man. That's funny.
He's off mute. He's on video. He's got the little thing set up. Like, the people on the stream can see me. They can see me, like, looking up like this over his shoulder in the back seat.
Funny.
And it's like on Twitch. It's a live stream on Twitch with like I can see the viewer count in the bottom left hand corner. It was 16 people.
Yeah.
And he had the talk button on. Like it was multiple people talking. And I was like, damn.
Just having a conversation.
Yeah, and like he never said a word to me. And it's like, okay, well now I feel like he's being a bad driver. But if I give him like a 1-star, like then I kind of look racist. He's making me racist. Like he's like I've never given a driver a 1-star before. But it's like at what level of black Israelite hate speech do I have to give? Because the podcast, if it was a white dude listening to Joe Rogan, I would give him a 1-star. I'd be like, hey, can you turn that off or put some music on? Like I don't want to listen.
Right.
And I love Joe Rogan. I'd be pissed off he's ruining the podcast. You don't pick up a movie halfway through. It's like, hey, I might watch this later. Like anyone else, I would have been very firm with my demands. Like, man, I'm the customer. I'm always right. Shut this black nationalism off and put some soft jazz on, because that's what I like from you people. You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, I just when the rating came up, it was like, do you want to leave a tip? I felt like justice was just hitting skip. I hit skip. I didn't leave a rating. I didn't leave a tip. I was like, someone else is gonna deal with that. I'm the hero. I'm not the hero we need, but I'm the one we deserve. So that is not even in joke form. That is just an actual real thing that happened.
That actually happened to you.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Funny.
Yeah.
Right. You could always say that's like you just. That's like you go and you get your Uber and your Uber is listening to Amy Schumer's stand up on fucking radio. You're like, why are you playing that shit? That shit's not funny.
I would have immediately, if it was Amy Schumer and it was a white girl, I would have gone off. I would have been like, are you trying to get a 1 star?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It's like that's how bad it is. Like you have to do like kind of the Chris Rock thing. Like, let me tell you how bad it is. That's like you just go into your fucking Uber car and there's this white woman, it's your Uber driver, and she's listening to Amy Schumer stand up on the podcast. Like, what are you doing? That's an automatic 1 star right there to show how bad it is.
Also, if you're an Uber driver, you see who it is that you're giving a ride. You can choose to accept or deny the ride, right? Like he
still got to pay his bill. You know, he have to fund the revolution, man.
But if he cared about it, you think he could at least have he could have earpods on. He could have been wearing headphones. Like you gotta have okay. I respect him as a nationalist, but I don't respect him as an entrepreneur. Because, if it's a white, if it was the roles were reversed and it was a Nazi, he would at least have the earphones on. And you know that there's a bunch of them. There's Nazi podcasts all over Uber, but they know enough.
I'm pretty sure they have that.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying they got the earphones on. They want to keep their 5-star rating.
Also, you could be like, if I wanted it to be a really... Go ahead.
Also, I think that's the only racial combination. Because, I got a loud mouth. I'm a big guy. I'm confident. I'm arrogant sometimes. I talk. I don't usually shut up. But that's, the only racial combination where I didn't feel comfortable talking about it. If it was, a South Korean guy listening to an anti-North Korea podcast, I'd be like, man, shut this hateful shit off. I'm trying to enjoy my night. If it was like a Mexican podcast where they were talking about, how much they hated Colombians, I'd be like, man, shut this shit off. If it was a white guy listening to anti-black stuff, I would have gone white knight. I would have been like, shut this shit off. Pull the car over. I'm giving you a 1 star. I'm an attorney. I'm going to find where you're going to prison, sir. If it was a Nazi trying to just convert me in the backseat. But because of this exact combination, I almost felt like I was on an episode of Punk'd. Or What Would You Do?
Yeah.
You know that old show on ABC, What Would You Do? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like
crazy.
That's a tough... How long was the drive for? How long was the trip?
It's 11 minutes. You want to hear the craziest part? This is the craziest part.
Yeah, what's the crazy part?
I was on my way to a date with a black girl.
That's fucking hilarious. Hold up. What? Plot twist.
Well, but also it's that's part of why I didn't want to talk, because if we got too much into it, I wasn't going to win this guy over. Not only was I the white devil, but I was watering down his bloodline that night. You know what I mean? I was putting some dandelions in the garden.
You know what I'm thinking about right now? It's because he's a nationalist, he's a black nationalist, he's a black Jew, right? And
Yeah.
It's can you imagine?
Black Israelite. They don't like Jew. Black Israelite. Yeah.
Black Israelite. Okay, so he's a black Israelite. And just can you imagine if they had Uber in the fucking 40s and 50s and the 60s, It's just because if it was a thing back then, if you had to fucking get around, they had a lot of fucking racist fucking Uber drivers. It'd be the Ku Klux Klan guy is driving and he has to pick up black people. And he's so mad that he has to make a living off of that shit. That's his equivalent to what he did. He's he's listening to hateful stuff about white people, and I'm just there going, hey man, can you turn down a little bit?
Maybe that's a good point.
Just a little tad.
Maybe poverty is stronger than hate. Because like this man.
That's what I'm saying. That's your joke right there. That's your
Yeah.
joke right there. He goes, he hated me so much, but he still got to pay his bills.
Yeah.
That's the joke
So-
right there. It's like,
so
he
in a
hated me so
way-
much, but he still got to pay his bills.
So in a way, inflation is bringing us all together.
In Biden's economy.
Yeah. Thank you, Biden. Damn.
Thank you. Exactly. Making it happen. Racist people and people that are trying to make a living and people that are trying to live are all coming together because of Biden. This is America. That is funny.
There's a lot of different directions there. I need to like write it out.
I wish I came up with that bit. That bit's so funny. I feel like I could literally riff off that really well for that one. That would be hilarious. You can riff off the white girl listen to like this, like a white girl listens to Amy Schumer on a podcast. Like, what? She's not funny. Why you listen to that? And
Yeah.
obviously people go, ooh, you just shit on Amy Schumer. Like, hey, what?
I think there's also like.
Then obviously,
go ahead.
now obviously you could do the Ku Klux Klan thing and go back. Can you imagine back in the day, Ku Klux Klan? They had fucking Uber back then, and they had to drive black people around. They just didn't want to tell them they're racist. They just had to pay their bills, so they had to do what they had to do. You know?
Yeah. I think if I were him, I might like, I don't know, play a Kanye West album, right? Like that's like there's steps
Right.
below the podcast. You could put a Kanye West. You could just play because Kanye has an album called Black Skinhead, and you could like just play that album, and then try to make me uncomfortable like that. I feel like the live podcast is like one step. That's like one step too far. Like you want to have a confrontation, like.
Right. Not only was it a live podcast, it was a streaming podcast. So he's part of the podcast. Like he's having a conversation about taking over the government.
Dude,
and
I
I
gotta
just want to go
find-
fuck a black chick.
Yeah. I need to find that podcast somehow and then like look for myself, like find the video and like I'll bet there's a video somewhere on recording somewhere of me like in the backseat like just pearl
Just mortified.
clutching. Yeah.
That is fucking so funny.
Also, I had my foot in the my foot was in the cast. So I'm crippled when this happened. Like I'm in the cast. I had the foot surgery, so my foot
Oh,
is
this
in,
recently then. It's not that long
yeah,
ago.
this just happened. Yeah, my foot is in a cast. So I'm kind of in danger. Like I also don't want to mouth off because it's like
Like, who you gonna run? Like, how you gonna run? I can't run if I wanted to. That's funny.
well, I mean, he was black, so I probably couldn't have ran even if I was healthy. I mean, it's probably frustrating.
That's another joke right there. It's like, ooh, I can't. If I had a good leg or a bad leg, what am I gonna run? He's fast as fuck. He's gonna catch me.
Oh man. Well, what if I? You know what would have been
funny.
funny? I think the funniest thing is if I just started agreeing with him. Like the podcast is on, and
Yes!
instead of
Yes! Yes!
I'm like, it's about time. Amen. Hey, turn this up. Turn this up. You guys need another subscriber? Preach.
You said, oh, you on that Black Israelite shit? Oh, that's my jam. He's like, what? You know about the revolution, brother? I'm like, do I?
Dude, I had like a 1 hour conversation before I like knew what Black Israelites are. I had like a 1 hour conversation with like their like little local chapter leader. There was like 10 of them right outside the building where I worked, and they were all in like kind of like Egyptian robes and stuff, and like they had like gold tassels and like pharaoh like hats and stuff. And I know the Bible. I was raised really Christian, so I know the whole ass Bible forward and backwards. Like there isn't a concept in the Bible that I don't know about. So like he was talking for a little bit, and I just was respectfully listening, and he was like, "Oh, you want to hear the truth, brother?" Like that's what he said to me, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." And they just talked for a while, and the conversation started off like super respectful, and then he just kept trying to trap me. Like he kept trying to get me to like say something, and I was like, you know, I know what I'm doing. So I'm a comedian, and I know the Bible. So I was like, I didn't say anything. And at one point he got frustrated, and he was like, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, you're still a devil. I was like, damn, why you been talking to me for 40 minutes? And he's like, so I can expose you. Like damn, like this guy, like
It's like, did
does
you just
not-
Scooby Doo me? He just did a Scooby Doo on you.
yeah,
Just unveil the mask. The devil. That's funny.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because there's only
so
probably like I don't know. There's probably only like 20,000 of those guys, and like racist white guys are way more of an issue. Like I'm not out here trying to like
100%.
I'm not out here.
100%.
I'm not out here trying to spread awareness for like 20,000 dudes wearing togas that are trying to like raise black excellence. Like look, hey, let them be a little hateful. They earned it. That's what I want to say. But, I just think what they need. I think what they need, right, is they need someone to come in
Right.
and help them get on their hustle. Like if that guy would just let me manage him, I could get him like a nicer car. Now he's driving Uber Black, right? Like you should be on Uber X, man. This guy was Uber Malcolm X. This guy was like Uber Black Israelite, like Uber Black Jew, Uber Black. Yeah,
funny.
I think I got to bring the names into it.
Yeah, you got to put the Uber. Like I'll definitely put an Uber Malcolm X. That's funny.
Uber X,
Oh my
Malcolm
God,
X.
that's so
yeah,
funny.
What if Malcolm X?
I like how you.
What if Malcolm X drove for Uber?
So I think it'd be funny if you just. It'd be funny if you said like you get in the car and he's playing the Black Israel podcast and he's streaming with his buddies, but he's on mute, and I just literally just said, "Fuck it, let's go." So that's your premise. Your premise is you say, have you guys ever done something that's so wild that you couldn't even believe you did it, but you just ran with it? And that's your premise. Like, so I was in Uber, right? And that's your story. And you just go into the being crazy with that guy and winning him over by the end of your 11-minute drive. It's like when I got out the fucking car, he was fucking confused. Like he didn't know what the fuck to believe after that.
He's like, maybe I'm not edgy enough. It's like when you think you know an indie band, and then you see a dumbass white girl wearing their T-shirt, and you're like, damn, maybe I haven't gone far enough. Like I thought I was doing some radical
Exactly.
shit. Yeah.
That's exactly what you did. I didn't suck enough dicks in this fucking festival. Have that motherfucker feeling that way. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And he just came in there and just rocked my world. He probably hated like all white people except you now, you know? It's just...
Hell yeah. Well, Koo, this has been super fun. I do have one more thing I want to try with you, but this is the end of the main podcast, so if you got to go, we're good. Where can we find you? Throw your socials out. I'll also link them in the pod.
So you can find me at all social media at Koo, Kuegenti comedy. So especially on IG, I need more IG followers. Follow me on IG because I'm trying to do more reels, reaction videos, and stuff like that. I'm kind of got the reaction bug, as they say. So I like to do more reactions to videos. So yeah, follow me on all social media at Kuegenti comedy. I got 2 comedy albums. Dropped my latest comedy album called Catastrophe last year. It's on every streaming site. You can listen to it, all that, pay money or whatever, and that's it.
Hell yeah, I love it. Guys, remember, keep writing, get a little better every day, and I'll see you on the stage.
I'll be in, I don't know if you have people that listen to you in Fort Worth. I'll be in Fort Worth, Texas, October 27th to the 28th. Hyenas Comedy Club in Fort Worth, Texas. Come see your boy.
I love it. This will probably be up in about 3 weeks. I got a backlog of episodes. All right, see you guys later.